Choo choo! Chugga 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 chugga! Ah! Millions are dead!
So, are there any rules I should be aware of? Should I
None at all.
say the F word?
No,
Okay.
speak your mind. But first things first, this stream is sponsored by Boomer Juice.
Oh, shit.
Ugh,
Well,
they don't make games like they used to. So,
hmm,
it's on your mind.
do we start?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. Well, let me bring this up. And I have made like 2 bullet points. And I wrote, DE bad at game dev, play Destiny 2. I don't know what that means. I wrote it yesterday and I wasn't in the right mind. But what I have a question. Why do you think that Warframe isn't so appealing to the general public? Why isn't like a mainstream game? Like, I don't know, Call of Duty or Minecraft, or it seems cool, it has a lot of stuff. Why don't people like it?
Probably because, well, it's actually kind of a similar reason as to why like almost everyone and their mother who reviews Warframe, they're like, "Oh my god, this game's free to play. It's so amazing. It's like AAA but done right." Blah blah blah. But the thing is, for a new player, sure, you dive into the game and you'll have literally an assload of content to go through for like the first 100 hours or so. But once a new player goes into the nitty gritty of the game, like once you get to plains or any other area that requires like a lot of grinding, it slowly like dawns on them like, oh, this game is just constant grinding. And if it were like all together, like how they initially said Railjack was supposed to be, like tying everything together, that would be fine. But as it stands right now, the game is just grind everything in its own little world. Nothing is really meshed together.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't really think that can change very much. That is basically the main game mechanic of the game, just hold and grind and take all the shit, but it takes some time, and the tasks you do to get the shit are pretty repetitive. I'm
Yep,
not sure D can really do much to change that, honestly. Like, how would you change the game to not make that the case?
exactly.
Like, Railjack, problem. I haven't played it. So,
Yeah, I've seen your Twitter.
yeah, but I talk to people sometimes, and I have heard some mediocre, wormy things. I have had really high hopes for Railjack, and I thought this is going to be great. But then when it came out, and when I saw some gameplay, and when I talked to people, they were like, "Yeah, it's cool, I guess," but it wasn't quite a breakthrough I think DE was hoping for. Before, was it TennoCon or was it some game show? I don't know, but the gaming outlets, game journalism and shit, they were writing about this like it was something gigantic, a really impressive piece of game. But now that it actually came out, I don't know.
Because every
Nobody.
single. Sorry, go ahead.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
I was just going to point out what I already said. Nobody really went out and said, "This is holy shit, this game is great. I will recommend it to everyone I see." There is no reason to not play it. I don't think there was an increase in new players. I haven't really checked the numbers, but I don't think there was. And the already established player base was like, yeah, this is content, I guess.
If you
It
ask,
was.
if you ask me, the reason why, I guess not just Railjack, but every single major update we've had, like Fortuna or the Plains of Eidolon, etc., the reason why every single quote unquote big media outlet reviewer that's covered the game, every single one, they say, "Oh, this is amazing. The game's getting so much better now." Why they're basically all carbon copies of each other is because, well, besides probably because they got paid to review the game, probably because none of them actually understand the game, if that makes any sense. Like, remember
Yeah,
when
sure.
remember when SkillUp made his review of Warframe like a year or two ago, and the thumbnail is like, "I can't believe this isn't free," something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made a follow-up video was something along the lines of, "Please stop gifting me free items." So my overall point is, every single person who reviews the game, either they do so after like barely like 100 hours in, and even then in Warframe standards that isn't really much, or they don't really go past the surface of Warframe, which is literally just nothing besides grind, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, gaming media outlets aside, that's a very interesting topic. But I think it is that. They just look at it and it looks great, but if you actually get into it and if you play it for a long time, it isn't all that impressive. Rahetalius sounds great in theory, but when you actually get, which I didn't, when you actually get to it, it's apparently, allegedly, based on the sample size of 7 people I talked to, not that great.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is. What was your favorite update in the last year?
It's funny because my favorite update is the one that I missed because I was deployed. The Jovian Concord, just because it brought disruption, which is by far
Oh, yeah.
it's by far my favorite game mode.
Disruption is actually cool.
Yeah. Uh, what other updates were there? Like Fortuna, I mean, it was okay. I don't hate it as much as I hated Planes, but it was okay.
Wait, was Fortuna last year?
No, sorry, not last year. The year before that. Last year's
Yeah,
up.
okay, I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because in terms of updates, I'm just thinking of Warframes. Because all I remember is Grendel was Gauss was weak on release, but then they patched it. It was fucking amazing. Wisp update was amazing, and Hildren, I didn't really touch her after I maxed her. But the only update I can really think of that I liked was Jovian Concord, which I want to say was update 22. I don't know.
I have no idea. 20 something. I did like Kuvalich's. Probably I haven't even defeated one Kuvalich, but I like the idea. There is new weapons, there is new voice lines, there are new little characters. It's not exactly what they originally teased it to be, but I still think it's pretty cool. But yeah, Disruption, I completely forgot that for some reason. It's interesting. It's almost as if DE should be sort of working in that general direction. There is this robust system, and there is a shit ton of weapons, thousands of, well, hundreds of mods, maybe 1,000 in total, I don't know. But there is a lot of things, and you just need to sort of improve the main gameplay cycle, I feel, which could be done by adding more game modes that are actually playable and interesting, and getting rid of the Conclave.
Yeah.
It's an interesting experiment, but clearly it doesn't work. So just try to work on the gameplay rather than adding content.
Yep, that's what we've been saying for like. That's what we've been saying after Kuvalich's and Railjack dropped. We're like, hey, going into 2020, um, do something like Ubisoft did with Rainbow Six Siege with Operation Health, but instead of just saying, no, I understand that someone who plays Rainbow Six Siege, that Operation Health was a fucking meme because it was a giant failure. But I
There
draw
was
as an
nothing in that. I got just like a little shitty dangly thing on my gun. Nothing else was gotten from that operation. I didn't notice any changes. There is still assholes playing the game. The performance is still questionable. People still shoot me from around the corner, so I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, but I still cite Operation Health as an example of you should probably focus on fixing what you already have because
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Operation Health, it's a bad example, I know, kind of, because they literally just said, okay, for the next 3 months, we're gonna do nothing but patch the game, and they didn't patch the game at all.
Yeah, well,
But
Dave and Sted have a vacation coming up, and it coincides together, and the department is pretty understaffed. So Operation Health,
yeah,
that's what we're
but
calling it.
back when I made my video talking about how I think 2020 should focus more on improving current content rather than just pumping out new shit all the time. A lot of people were like, "What the? Are you retarded? If they did that, the game would die." But that's not exactly my point. My point is, yeah, focus on releasing new shit like along the lines like every month or so. Like obviously, New War and Duviri Paradox have to come out, but their main priority, if you ask me, should be fixing what we have while still working on new stuff. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't even agree with the sentiment it would die. I mean, there hasn't been that much substantial content last year, if you ask me. There is a big dedicated player base of veteran players who just dump their money on vault openings and darks editions and some like item bundles. I think the game is actually going to survive for years, if not a decade, if it is still not like updated.
Yeah.
DE, I don't know. DE is fucking weird. I don't know much about this, but the internal organization of the company is just bizarre from what I hear.
That is actually something I can kind of vouch for because if you go on glassdoor.com and you look up the employee reviews for DE, and I've done it myself too because I actually find that interesting. But The one thing that every single employee review for DE has in common is mismanagement. Every single review says that exact same thing.
I
Management
don't
is
even think
terrible.
it's that. It's not mismanagement, it's lack of management. There is no horizontal structure in that company. There's Steve, and maybe someone who is in charge of audio, but like nobody really goes in and sets the goals. Like, this is what we have to do, this is what we are going to do to achieve that. And if we don't, well, this is what's going to happen. I think I wouldn't like to say there is such a thing as too much creative freedom, but there is. And it just feels that DE just does whatever feels good, whatever seems good, whatever is cool. Like Railjack sounded really great, but it just doesn't turn out that way.
Yep.
And like, I think unless DE changes this, we're sort of fucked. It's not looking good. All of these updates in the past year sounded good in theory, but the execution is like, well, what happened? And I don't know if that's the fault of the team, like after this many years of experience, if they just can't materialize the things they agreed on, or if just it's a gigantic misconception of what the game should be getting. Wow,
Xanago-
I know words.
yeah, Xanagoff actually did bring up a point similar to that yesterday of how especially during TennoCon, how D will like reveal and tease something that looks amazing, like when they first showed off Railjack and Squad Link and Kuvalich's all being like the same thing. Like you could be just doing stuff in Fortuna, but then excuse me, you could board your Railjack, go into space, kill a Lich, while at the same time some of your squad mates are down on the ground doing shit. That looked amazing, but that would be a programming nightmare, which I don't really think would be reasonably accomplished in the less than 2 years of time that they announced and worked on Liches and Railjack. So it's almost not surprising that it came out in such a terrible state because they're almost over delivering on themselves.
Yeah, maybe. I do agree that they should take more time to develop the game, though. Like, don't rush out the update. Railjack, clearly, I guess it was ready, but it's not a complete update. Defense, very common defense of the update is, well, it isn't complete. There is still going to be phase 3 or whatever they are calling it. But if if you release that without phase 3, and phase 3 actually means it's going to be an enjoyable experience, don't release it. What's It's just going to sour the people's taste for Railjack, and it's just going to fuck it up down the way. I don't know.
Yeah, you're absolutely not the first person to say that D should take their time. Every single time someone brings that up, there's always like the mob mentality of, oh, if D took their time in releasing stuff, people would leave because there's no content to do. Which I think like the
I,
most hilarious example I can think of was when I did that multi-partner stream with Sabuchi Triburos and Ashtasagi about last November. Ashtasagi brought up something along the lines of it's disappointing how D constantly delays himself after having done this for over 5 years, where it's infuriating how they say, okay, this will be done in a year. Then a year passes, and they still really don't have much done besides maybe like the first 40% of it plus concept art.
yeah, well, I don't think these two should take more time. I think they should work on time, but like Railjack shouldn't be taking this long, honestly. From what we've seen, there isn't much in the game that changed. Sure, there are big spaceships, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just misinterpreting.
No, I don't
Wow.
think I don't think you're misinterpreting it. Don't know if you remember, but back when we were going through that content drought, when we were all waiting for the War Within to come out, while we were all like just fucking doing nothing on account of waiting for the Railjack, or sorry, not Railjack, waiting for the War Within. It was taking forever. Uh, the main DE team, which was like obviously just Rebecca, Steve, Megan, and I want to say Pablo, I'm not sure, but the main team that you always see on dev streams, they were going to like fucking conventions and shit. Like they were going to PAX, they were going to TwitchCon. Meanwhile, everyone is on the forums like, where is the content? You can go to
Yeah.
conventions, but you can't fucking work on stuff. And obviously, they don't. The main team, like Rebecca, she does this community shit, but that just really brings up the question of why are you not focusing on the game instead of going to conventions?
Yeah, what I mean is I don't honestly know what sort of technical technobabble is behind the game and how much effort it takes, but Railjack, what we got, doesn't seem that complex. It's spaceships, I guess, but well, this is a long time. I don't know what am I saying. I want to voice the point that DE should take the time to make the update proper, but overall the update should take less time to develop. Is there a word for that in English?
Efficiency?
Yeah, that could work. I guess they could do that. But honestly, like I have many gripes with how DE operates. I don't even think they have any like over manager kind of position. There's Steve and there's people under him, but there's no kind of like manager, director, no one who sets anything. And I problem because play games and game companies, they still have like goals and they should be trying to make the game enjoyable at a reasonable amount of time and money, but DE just has so much resources now that they are kind of sitting around and trying to do something that could be really incredible. Or at least sound incredible. It seems incredible. Spaceships, like ninjas and running around, and then they have little jetpacks and get out and shoot with guns at the ship. But like in reality, it doesn't really play well with the game that we already have.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't even think that Digital Extremes are a game studio at this point, honestly. They're like a service provider.
Yeah, remember when they were working on that other game project a few years ago, The Amazing Eternal, something like that?
Yes, I
Which,
remember that. Not
yeah,
many people do.
yeah, I really don't know what they were thinking on that one, because the first time I heard of it was there was a post on the Warframe subreddit a few years ago that some guy apparently snuck into the offices by pretending to be an employee, and yeah,
Okay.
he literally just walked in like no key card or anything, just pretended to be an employee. He just walked around and pretended to be busy and shit, and he found some concept art for a game they were working on but hadn't announced yet, which was at the time they were calling it Project Keystone, and that's how the Amazing Eternals got leaked because obviously he found concept art that DE didn't talk about. He put it on the subreddit, and it got taken down by DE obviously quick because super secret
Yeah.
stuff. Then obviously eventually they officially announced, excuse me, that they were working on the Amazing Eternals as a separate game, and they were looking for beta testers and stuff like that. And that project didn't even last a year because literally nobody was interested.
That was surprising.
Yeah, the premise was good. Like it was, I want to say like a
Was
card.
it?
Yeah, it was like a card-based shooter or something like that. It sounded interesting, but then
It, it, it was like Overwatch, but with cards and extra steps. It wasn't good.
yeah,
It
just
was in the it
imagine
was in the time where
combining
like
Overwatch and Magic the Gathering.
I I don't know what they were thinking honestly on that. It was the time when Overwatch was very popular, got so many prizes at these great game shows, and everyone loved it. But then dozens, say, of Overwatch clones popped up, and they weren't very successful, save for maybe Paladins. And DE decides to make a game like that. I okay, that's brave. What do you have in store? Like, how are you going to make this different? How are you going to make people play this instead of Overwatch or Paladins or anything that actually is working already and has good gameplay? And there were like cards which I guess would be ultimately subject to microtransactions. So I wouldn't have a lot of faith in that, honestly.
Yeah, because obviously people only really know DE as just the people that make Warframe, kind of like how people only really know 343 Industries as the people that make Halo. Like they can try doing something else, but no one's gonna give a shit because their big project is what they're known for. In this case, being Warframe. Like unless they made like a spin-off game that's still in the Warframe universe, I don't
I
think
don't
there's
think.
any other project they could do that people would give a shit about.
Yeah, I think they were publishing for a while that other game that was like the Realms of the Mad God, but with crafting.
And also,
I guess that died as well.
that one Star Trek game they made before they made Warframe
Oh,
that
yeah.
almost made them go bankrupt because it was fucking
Whoops.
terrible.
But yeah, I don't think DE is really a game developer at this point. They have been running the same game for, what, 80 years now? And they haven't done anything else since. Which I think is a shame. Maybe they should just grab the license, get this really bizarre, really fucked up writing-wise world that they have, and maybe turn it into some other title. As you say, a spin-off would be good. It would actually help the main game as well. But I'm not quite sure if DE even can do that at this point.
I'm honestly just waiting for the day where they just pull a Riot Games, like how they did with League of Legends. Like, ever since they were a thing, League of Legends was like the only thing they were known for. Then
Yeah.
one day they announced like 4 different games plus an animated TV series and a completely brand new game all in the same day. And it's like, oh yeah, now you can call this Riot Games instead of Riot Game.
Yeah.
But with the manpower that they
Yeah.
have, that's not really feasible because they're technically indie, but they're not small because they have like what 200, 300 people.
I don't think this is indie. I'm sorry.
How so?
It's about as independent as I am. I mean, I guess I'm independent. I have money. I earn money. But if I am sick, I need to go to a doctor. You know, like I can't do everything alone. This is a very interesting metaphor. I don't think that is the point I originally wanted to make. But anyways, I am not honestly sure DE can do anything else but Warframe at this point.
Yeah.
It's just I don't even know what is the bulk of the company. Do they have coders? Do they have like arts people? What is the 200 human bodies about?
Probably just mostly programmers and artists, if you ask me.
Yeah, it could be a problem.
Yeah, like you could go on DE's website right now.
By the way, let's call Digital Extremes Digital Extreme because of the Riot game stuff.
Yeah. Let me see real quick. Digital Extremes.
Okay, let's Google.
Alright, so what careers do they have open?
What do I sign up for?
Financial analyst, network and security administrator, senior project manager, senior lighting artist, game designer, technical designer, UI programmer, senior graphics programmer, a lot of customer support things in different languages, environment artist, a lot of shit. None of it's.
Senior project manager. What is senior project manager going to do?
Let me see. Digital Extremes' external projects group partners with developers across the globe to create original games for PC and console. We are seeking a senior project manager to supervise this external development. The candidate we are looking for will be responsible for shipping titles on time, within budget, to the highest level of excellence.
What is an external project?
Something not Warframe related, I guess?
What is DE doing that is an external project?
The Amazing Eternals 2?
I
don't know.
What the fuck is this? This is weird. I know that I think DE Bear is like an external employee, but he does sort of community stuff. I think he still does moderator affairs. But external senior project manager, how does that work?
Fantastic question. Excuse me. What else do they have? Senior data scientist. Okay, obviously that makes sense because you have the fucking. Everything else on this list, I can see like the usage for it, like intermediate sound designer or technical animator, but senior project manager, and this is a full-time opening too, so this isn't just like some part-time thing.
This is weird. What are they doing?
I'm not a game developer, so I don't really fucking know what they're.
So this is weird. Part with production. Like if it's external, it's probably not Warframe. That would be weird. I wouldn't put it past DE to do something that's stupid, but it's probably not Warframe.
It would be interesting if they actually did try doing something else. Like another project, maybe Warframe related, kind of like how that one YouTube channel, Mash, does like Warframe animations like every year or
Oh
so.
yeah, Marsh. Yeah,
Doing something like that, but making it like an animated TV series or like a cartoon, that would be interesting if you ask me.
that would be weird. But yeah, I think they should do something at least. At least try. You have the budget. You are not starving on the street, begging for pennies. Try to do something while you are in a good situation. Let's say.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the day when, or not, TwinCon 2020, they announce some new subscription-based program like $10 a month supports the creation of some fucking TV series or something like that.
I don't want to see that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they announced some subscription-based thing within the next year or so. I mean, we already have Prime Access and people buy into that. I buy into that.
I think they're just going to copy Destiny 2 and the battle pass system.
Oh god.
You are going to get Nightwave, but then you are going to get Nightwave Plus. Wow.
Nightwave Prime.
Yeah, you should sign up for a senior project manager.
Now I have no fucking qualls, so no. Not to mention that I'm pretty sure even if I realistically could work at DE, they would say no on account of how they kind of hate me.
Yeah, well,
That's just me though.
why do they hate you? They hate me because I'm a foreigner.
Because you're a foreigner? Really?
Yeah. They are
Why?
terribly biased. I don't know.
No, are you actually serious?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, there's no fucking way they could be biased against you for being European.
Yeah, honestly, I know I have the whole not a Warframe partner thing, but I think if I signed up, they would accept me.
Yeah, they probably would, especially after.
That was a very interesting, yeah. Seems like you are not entirely sure about that.
No. It's just I was gonna say I'm pretty sure they would, knowing that they've shown off that one fan art that someone made of you
Oh, yeah.
as a Kavat and Cataclysm holding the lens. They showed that off on the prime time. They started dying for like 15 seconds.
Oh yeah, I'm going to brag now. This is going to be a strange flex, but Rebecca Ford follows me. That was really strange when that happened. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, she follows you?
Yeah.
That's bullshit. She doesn't even follow me.
Oh. Yes. Well, fuck you then.
The really, really dumb thing is that literally nobody at DE follows me on Twitter besides the main Warframe channel, but they follow everyone. Taylor, but she follows everyone. And like
Yeah, it's kind of a
two
joke.
two other people. Marcus, who he's another community manager, and I wanna say the other Taylor at DE? I don't know. But literally none of the main DE team follows me.
There's multiple Taylors? Wow.
Yeah, there's Taylor with an O and Taylor without an O.
I did message Taylor about getting super great YouTube merchandise, like getting a really shitty mug with a really shittily drawn Cataclysm face on it. And she said, yeah, this does not infringe on our IP, don't worry. It's so shittily drawn. She thought it was the Kubro. I was so offended. But yeah.
Wow. You should sue for harassment.
Probably.
Oh,
It would probably work given Canada, but yeah.
Ugh.
Okay.
I'm including all locations, not just the one they have at their tiny office in California. So every single job they have open right now is financial analyst, network and security administrator, Linux systems administrator, senior product manager, senior data scientist, Thai customer and community support specialist, senior lighting artist, game designer, intermediate sound designer, Spanish customer support specialist, technical animator and rigger, junior lighting artist, technical designer, senior gameplay programmer, senior UI artist, UI programmer, senior graphics programmer, technical game analyst, Chinese customer support specialist, then Korean, Turkish, and German customer support specialist, and level designer, layout artist, environment artist, and intermediate / senior effects artist. Holy shit, that's a lot of stuff to go through.
But a really good question, and now I just
I can't imagine.
topics.
I can't imagine your question that you thought of but then lost track of would be something that wasn't really trolly in any sense of the word.
No, I'm very serious right now. It was a good question.
A lot of people are gonna be freaked the fuck out. Like they're gonna come on here and they're gonna expect you to just be like joking around the entire time because no one's really used to you being serious.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I Instead, it's me trying to pronounce words that have more than 3 syllables and failing miserably. But hey, it's not easy.
Eh.
I have an excuse. It's a foreign language. I guess it wouldn't be any better if it was my mother language, mother tongue. I don't know, but I have an excuse.
Nah. The problem is that
People complain they are racist.
I'm a foreigner too, but I just caught on to English after a while, and you just lose the accent. Just takes some getting
Yeah,
used to, I suppose.
not everyone is so lucky.
Yeah,
People tell me I have an accent. I don't believe them. I speak perfect English.
you do have an accent,
Fuck.
actually.
Well, I am putting you on a blacklist as well.
Why?
You are mean.
No, I'm not.
It might be true, but it doesn't change the fact it's mean.
I can't imagine you of all people getting offended by me
Yeah.
when
Well,
you're
it's a strange
probably
world.
you're probably like if there were a list of DE of like every single content creator that makes shit that just makes you question your morality and just makes you lose brain cells, you'd probably be at the top of that list.
Yeah, I'm proud of that.
Why?
Someone has to fill that spot. You have your place within the universe, and you just have to accept your fate.
Your
Why?
place in a universe is my videos will make you feel your brain cells committing suicide.
Yeah,
I don't know how you can take pride in that. I'm just kidding. I can
but
see why,
how
but
can't I?
I don't know.
Wow, you're a really questionable individual, I find.
How so?
Well, for one, you don't like losing brain cells. For two, you lost an accent.
Yeah.
This are you a lizard person? We are getting sidetracked. Okay, never mind. What do you think is the Warframe game biggest strength? What is the biggest draw point of Warframe?
Probably because how do I put it into words? You kind of brought it up earlier, but how the game will never die because the community is just super fucking loyal in a way.
Yeah.
Like Team Fortress 2, even though Valve just now officially admitted that it's not a priority, that's why there's no content, even though they haven't really updated the game in like almost 2 years.
Yeah, what a
It's
surprise.
still like a top five in the top five most played free to play games on Steam, just because the community is like so fucking loyal to that game, even though it hasn't seen any new content in well over a year now,
Yeah.
which isn't really something you see that often in games nowadays, especially in free to play games that are dead, like Evolve or Dirty Bomb or fucking Spiral Knights, even though it's old as hell.
Oh yeah. But I think this is actually one of the Warframe weaknesses. It has a very dedicated community, and as I said, it even without substantial updates, it would keep on going for years, maybe decades. And DE just isn't pressured to make anything good at this point.
Not until 2035 when they officially shut down Warframe and release Warframe 2.
Now they are going to unban all the hackers, and then there is going to be very fun times.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be in a long time, but wow.
Hmm.
I hope I can get banned till then.
Why?
Imagine the relief at 2035 when we are finally unbanned and the service ends.
What if they just changed the policy before then? Like someone comes back like the day before January 1st, 2035. So like December 31st, 2034. Someone is just anxiously waiting to get unbanned from the game, but they just update so it's now like January 1st, 2050 or something like that.
Yeah, I
Dick
honestly think it
move.
is going to be the case because I think that 2035 is for some reason, I don't remember why, but the legal limit that they can impose on people.
Hmm.
I think that something renews at that point, and then they are going to change the number to 2235. I don't know.
It would be interesting if they actually did unban people at 2035, which would mean that you could
That would be
technically,
interesting.
yeah, you could technically serve like a 30-year ban, or not 30-year, like a 20-year ban.
Yeah.
But on the
So
plus side, you have content to go through that you missed. 20 years worth.
so Noob Shadow Tag, huh? Weird.
Yeah, me and Xanagoth actually talked about him a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, you should really upload these before doing another one. I should have just watched and picked up some new vocabulary and what you talked about, so we wouldn't do that again.
Nah, you don't really need a fancy vocabulary to really get yourself any credit, because people
I
are.
know, it makes me feel good. You know, that words.
I
Like,
I would have to disagree with that. You're in a position in Warframe where you could literally upload anything. Like you could even upload like a video of you just doing absolutely nothing, and people would still like you.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
because you're people just like you. That's it. You could do anything and people like you. That's how I see it.
It's because I'm a visionary. I am an artist. I am actually a closet genius. Or a closet
That's a
moron.
fancy way of saying mentally challenged.
It's somehow hard to tell, somehow hard to distinguish,
I will
but
give
I believe.
I will give
Oh, oh shit.
I'll give you credit. Sometimes you're so intelligent that you loop right back around to being stupid.
It's interesting how that works. But yeah, that's a very interesting facet of intelligence.
Yeah,
At some point.
you're
At some
like
point.
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I am nice.
Yeah, you're
This
like
is your show, probably. Go.
you're like the
Yeah, I'm not
Ouroboros.
going to interrupt. Just say what you want.
God damn it, man.
Anything goes. Go. Just speak your mind.
That's
It's
what I'm
cool.
trying
It's cool.
to do.
We are all adults in this chat room. We can talk about it openly. I am already insulted by your pointing out of my accent. It's not going to get much worse. Just say what you feel. Just go. Just speak the words.
I've been trying to for the past 30 seconds, but you keep
Well,
interrupting me.
just do it. This is another thing about people. People are very bad at making decisions. If you want to say something, go. Just say it.
You're basically the Ouroboros of memes because, as I just said like 30 seconds ago before you started your spiel,
But,
your
oh,
your intelligence is not a number, it's a circle. It starts and ends right back where it started. If that makes any sense.
it's a shape.
Exactly.
I don't think I like that shape. What about a triangle?
Why does it have to be a triangle?
A triangle is the most powerful shape.
Why?
Oh, wow. I'm not going to throw out any references now.
Why?
Wow. Well, anyways, okay, what's the second bullet point I have? The first one was about Destiny 2. The second one, oh, what do you think about Warframe Balance?
What do I think of Warframe Balance?
Mm-hmm.
In overall or specific part? Like how
Mm-hmm.
Warframes can get one shot or armor?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. That actually was something else that we talked about yesterday. And Triburos did mention something a little bit of it when we streamed back in November with Sabuchi and Astrosagi. But really, as the game is right now, difficulty is really just defined by just turning up the enemy level, and that's about it. Which it's not going to work for long, because if you keep doing that, then you're basically making Warframes that can just cheese the game, like Inaros, Chroma, and Loki super meta. Meanwhile, everything else that is incapable of surviving the quote-unquote high-level end game, like Nyx or something, they're not going to be able to keep up just because they have no way of being able to survive getting deleted, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. I hate balance for that reason. Obviously, there is many Warframes, many weapons, many things that too hard to keep balance of. You cannot do that properly, but there are a few very good weapons that allow you to cheese the game, that write a Shakespearean play while jerking off, while cheesing rooms in Warframe. It's simple. But then DE concerns themselves with nerfing the fireball. Sorry? Why? balance doesn't exist in the game. Why are you so concerned about it?
Yeah, especially since Riven mods came out.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
But like,
balance
just make things fun to use. Don't care about the balance because it doesn't exist in Warframe.
balance is just a suggestion. It's not a rule.
In Warframe, It isn't real. It doesn't exist. But people talk about it all the time, and it is, I imagine, a reason for many changes in the game, weapon changes, even these reworks. All of that is based on balance because some things are just not viable anymore. What does that even mean in the terms of Warframe?
The way I see it, it means it just gets abused, quote unquote, by everyone. Like, remember when Ember still had World on Fire, and every single
Oh,
time people ran like exterminate void fishers or something like that, everyone would take Ember just because you could press 4 and run through the map and it would automatically kill enemies for you. Then D decided to nerf it to shit by making it so it deals double damage, or it deals up to double damage over time, but the range increases in half. And they're like, we're doing this because Ember gets like abused and exterminate, and everyone else is like, I wonder why.
Eh, I don't know. D is weird.
And they
Honestly,
had
I think the scope and size of Warframe is its biggest weakness. It's too big of a game. You cannot really keep track of these things. You cannot balance everything. You cannot make it enjoyable at this point.
it's fine though. We're in beta.
Have you? What was the last time you played Conclave?
I don't even
Wow.
I don't even remember the last time I looked at the Conclave terminal.
Like the only reason I hear people do it is because of the skins, because they are cool. I never heard anyone. Yeah, we have a free evening. Let's play Conclave. That's you know, we played it on like a server event, and it was cool, I guess, because I was severely intoxicated. But like balance doesn't work in Warframe.
Yeah, because at some point you're just gonna break the fucking game with how much damage the player can deal, and then
Yeah,
because of that, they have to turn up the armor to stupid levels, and it's just a slippery slope if you ask me.
why is that even a problem? So let people kill things. It's probably the point of the game.
Yeah, that is a thing. Like in Warframe, it's like you want to be a god that can one shot everything, or do you want difficulty? But if you want difficulty, you can't be a god because if you can one shot everything, there is no difficulty. So it's literally just you one shot or you get one shot. There is no in between.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that just DE doesn't have a clue about enemy design. I think they sort of were going in the right direction with Nox and then nothing. And just, yeah, let's just Control C, Control V, change the model a little bit, and there we go. That's the new enemy. Like in modern gaming terms, the enemies should be responsive. You should shoot a part and like a little bit should fall off, and it should make it maybe more vulnerable, or it should change the behavior. It should make it a little bit more technical, a little bit more methodical for gameplay. But unfortunately, Warframe is like, yeah, I just press left mouse in the room, everything dies. You get 200 new roads, that's it. Out you go, next room. Boom. Like,
Warframe in a nutshell.
but Warframe is just, it isn't. The big sort of thing they try to sell is, well, this is Space Ninjas. It's action, third person, you shoot things, and there is a lot of. But the gameplay isn't about that. You just press a button and everything dies. But
This is the
I don't
part.
know.
This is the part where Brozan comes in. Like, if it's not Saren damage, it's shit.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't really even play Warframe that much.
I don't
Just
blame you.
make videos.
I don't blame you.
It's like Warframe has a lot of things. This is the one thing that is good about it, I will admit. It has very, 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 very many features. You can make a space pet, you can go and farm things, you can mine, you can fish, you can talk with angry mongoloid people who go for early lunches. There's a big universe, and you have PvP, which nobody plays, but still you have PvP, you have syndicates, you have quests. There is a story, I guess. There was a story a while ago, at least, and there is a lot of things you can do, but none of the things you can do are very good on their own. If I wanted a good action game, I would play something else. If I wanted a good game with a good narrative and good writing, I would play something else. Warframe would never be the first thing I would go to. I just don't think it has a single strength that people could come and see, yeah, this is the best game in that regard. The only strength is it's the scope, not anything else. I don't know. I'm going to drink a little bit.
Are you sure you don't
Go
have
on.
alcohol?
Oh, I do. I do.
I knew it.
It's not beer though. But yeah, do you think there's a single thing in the game, a single thing that stands out above all other games? As maybe the gun mechanics, or I don't know, anything. It has a lot of tits, I guess there's that, but there's also better games for that.
Just literally look up any animation on Pornhub. That's about it.
Yeah. Well,
I
you
would
know
say,
about that.
who doesn't know about that? Be real.
Mm.
I would say if there's like anything that I guess Warframe has to its strengths, it would be how every single person who reviews it is like just constant praise. Like even after uh that one fucking volunteer or whatever in China who got in trouble for, I guess, breaking terms of service, and because of that, a lot of Chinese players review bombed Warframe on Steam. Even after that, you can go on look at Warframe right now on Steam, and it's overwhelmingly positive, and it has been for years now. And there aren't really that many games that can compare to that, and not just in Steam, but like mainstream media outlets too. Every single fucking person that plays Warframe is like, "Oh my god, this game is amazing! It's AAA quality, but it's free." That's really not something you see with something else like fucking Paladins, even though it's literally just the poor man's Overwatch, or Path of Exile, which Xanagoth did talk about yesterday, and it's a great game, but in my opinion, it doesn't see as many players as it could reach, just because the team that makes it is actually kind of small.
Yeah. Well, reviews are one thing. Like it's like Warframe is like bread. I like bread. I think it's great. It's amazing. But I wouldn't like go to fight a war for bread. I wouldn't go to make a protest sign for bread and stand 6 hours in the rain. Bread is bread. It isn't very interesting in the end. People might like it, but it's bread. You know, Warframe is the bread of video games. There is a lot of it, but that's kind of it.
Unless you throw something else to make it better, like Nutella or something.
Yeah, but I guess that's banned. Do people still get banned for using mods on Warframe? I know
Mods?
that.
What do you mean?
Yeah, people. I did hear about this because of some clarification, because I was doing that. You can sort of modify the game to look different, like the graphics. I guess it's called a shader. I have no idea. I'm a technological idiot.
I
But
actually haven't heard about that until now.
that is allowed, but any other modifications are strictly forbidden. I don't know what these would be because I'm not an illegal modification user, but I guess things like UI or things similar to that.
That actually would be interesting if DE like they kind of pulled the World of Warcraft and just allowed players to just make and download their own
It would be extremely convenient.
add-ons slash mods that could just affect the game on a visual level, which was something I did talk about before. But I really don't think that's something that could realistically be done unless DE just magically has time available to work on it after the new war and the Javiri paradox and whatever fucking else we're going to get in like the next year and a half of waiting for content.
Well, I think people could work in maybe something like Planes of Idle and Night Timers or Fortuna Cycles on the screen, even in missions. Like, let's run a few missions. Let's see when the Eidolons come so I can kill them horribly. But
Like,
verifying that it's safe to use and that it doesn't do anything that gives the player an advantage would be too work intensive, I suppose.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, felt sad.
At the very least, they could just like make the wiki be put in game directly on account of how many times new players usually have to tab out just to look something up because the new player experience is god awful, even though they're still working on it from last I heard.
Why hasn't anyone from the done that? Honestly,
I don't know. They released that trailer for the new player experience like a year ago, and we still haven't heard anything about it.
yeah. I don't think the new player experience is honestly a problem, but the wiki, I know it's great. Wow, like the people on the Warframe wiki do a great job. I guess I started my videos thanks to them partially because they make these great pages with the quotes from the characters, which I can just download and sentence mix. So great thanks to them. But like, could DE just buy a domain and not make it on the shitty Wikia portal? Just give these people an outlet to make a good wiki on.
The funny thing is, they made their own page for an April Fool's joke. I don't know if you remember, but when they
Have they?
no, they announced the Lotus voice packs as an April Fool's
Yeah.
joke. That had its own page, and it still has
Yeah.
its own page, but they can't do that for anything else. It's like, what?
I don't know. Like, just fucking give these people a domain that is free of advertisements. Wikia is absolutely horrible. It even bypasses, like, I think it's illegal. Maybe, I don't know. But it has actual, like, video ads playing at the highest volume possible when you visit some pages. On mobile, it's absolutely dreadful. It's just, can't DE buy a domain for these people? There is a lot of people on the wiki who make articles and keep the game information up to date. They post new files whenever they come out, and they have to work with shitty Wikia. I don't get it. There is even an allocate in the game, like a little badge on the profile that has like, yeah, this is a wiki contributor. We value them, but apparently not enough to get them a domain.
They could at least just support people who host their own domains. Like, one of my mods, he bought the domain guideofthelotus.com, and if you go to guideofthelotus.com, it redirects to my Discord.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Guides of the Lotus were good, but I think that someone was trying to make a wiki around the Fortuna release, but nothing really came out of that. There was just a really cool video on the front page. We are working on this, and then it died.
Yep.
Sad.
Ugh. They even had like their own Discord going on for the Fortuna event they were doing, but that just became dead right after the Fortuna event ended, or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's interesting, actually. It's like DE with everything goes halfway through every update, everything they do, every single activity they throw, but they just cannot get it right. I don't know what that is. Is that a Canadian thing?
Probably more of a game developer thing, because isn't like the only experience they have, from what I know, besides trying to make the Amazing Eternals, was they made Dark Sector. They helped make, I think, the multiplayer part of BioShock 2. They, I think, had something to do with Unreal Tournament. I'm not quite sure. And that Star Trek game they made.
Yeah. But honestly, the team probably changed a lot since those times. I assume it's not quite the same. There's people from all over the place, yet still,
Yeah.
they cannot get it right. I don't know what it is. What is it?
Probably a lack of actual experience. I mean, can you say for certain that DE actually plays Warframe, given how they treat the community sometimes?
I don't know. There is a lot of playing games on prime time. It seems like at least someone does that.
I mean, besides Prime Time, where they just play for like an hour or two on stream. Because, I mean, like, go on like any dev stream they've ever done that's been like a big reveal, like Fortuna or Planes or Railjack, and if obviously they play with developer mode on, but take that away and they would be dead like 20 seconds in.
Yeah, I'm joking, obviously, but it's. You have a point. Developers don't usually play the games. There is a QA department that should do that. I don't know if it exists in DE.
There isn't one.
But
We are the QA
there
department.
isn't?
I'm joking.
Okay. I would believe it, though.
Of course.
Judging
fucking...
by the past experience we had with the updates.
Yeah, they basically just said, fuck it, we can just save a few dollars not paying people and just make all the PC players be our new QA department. Which is why Railjack and Kuvalich were so god-awfully broken.
Yeah. Is Railjack fixed yet?
No.
Can I no, okay. I'm still going to wait to play it then.
Have you even built your dry dock yet?
Yeah, we did that. I have a lot of people in the clan, but so we were obliged to. We rushed the thing with Platinum, but I didn't really build anything yet. I did get the first blueprint, but then I saw the new resources I had to farm, and I was like, yeah, okay, I don't know anything about this. See me in 6 months.
What are you naming your Railjack? I'm curious.
Oh, USS Big Mama.
Why?
I got it from a random name generator.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not even. I can probably send you a screenshot.
Given recent events, especially with the coronavirus, I figured you'd name it something more, how would I say, fucked up.
I am a very nice person. I don't do that. What do you mean? Well, give me an example.
Just thinking off the top of my head, Trooper Gross named his United Airlines.
Cool. But yeah, I went to like Google spaceship name generator. First result, Big Mama. That's my rail jack.
Boo. That's
Dude,
boring.
come on, it's nice. It's progressive. Guess it's supportive. It's nice. What do you have about Big Mamas?
I don't have anything. Just knowing you, I expected you to put some shitposted name, not go for something actually somewhat semi-serious.
I don't know if Big Mama is semi-serious, but you misunderstand me. I'm a very nice person.
Sure, when you want to be.
Yes. I'm trying to interpret that. Trying to decode the meaning of that sentence.
Good luck with that.
The implications are not good.
I don't know. I suppose that. Fuck. Well,
Oh,
I lost my train of thought. Damn it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I suppose
nice
that
pun.
like. What?
Nice pun.
Thank you. I suppose. I don't fucking know what you mean. But yeah,
Go on.
on another note, I kind of hope that they rework the partner program sometime in the future, partly because we have like so many people in the partner program that don't really do anything for the game, so to speak. Like, well, I'm mostly talking about like the higher sub count channels, like let's say Bricky, or I'm gonna say Markiplier to another extent, who they can kind of be considered Warframe partners just because they've done like a few videos about the game. Well, Bricky doesn't really count because he still kind of does Warframe content, but other big channels that they just do like one video and they automatically get partner. Like Skill Up literally just reviewed the game and they gave him partnership because he got like 4 million views off that.
Yeah, that's standard PR for you.
Uh,
But what is the? I know it's probably classified information and we shouldn't be talking about this. But what is with the partner Discord? What do you do there? Do you I imagine like a very dark room and there's like a single light bulb shining on a table full of drugs and different partners just fucking knock themselves out while writing inane ideas that make it into the next update? I blame you people for the shitty state Warframe is in.
okay. First of all, even though I'm a partner,
Okay.
please don't associate me with everyone else because I am a partner, yeah, but
Too
I'm
late for that.
Now listen, I am a partner. However, I'm like 99.9% sure I'm on a list of people who DE will either assassinate or kidnap as soon as they show up at TennoCon. Like right behind Xanagoth, you, and maybe Ashisagi. Pretty
I
sure.
am the only person in this conversation, in this entire conversation, that can pretend to have integrity.
Since when do you have integrity?
Always, since the beginning of time.
Bullshit.
That's my middle name. Better integrity pending.
It's always better something pending. Better clan
Yeah.
pending, better channel pending, better partnership pending.
Well, it's a brand, what can you do? But what do you do in the Discord?
If you're expecting it to be some super secret like chat thing, you're going to be disappointed because it honestly is not. The best way I can put it without breaking NDA in any way, shape, or form, the partner program, it's literally just Design Council Prime. That's all it really is.
Well, I mean, that's sort of good, I suppose.
Honestly, the only well, I can't speak for other partners, but I'm pretty sure the only reason why people even care about the partner program is you get stuff for free with every update. Like when Jovian Concord came out and they released Wisp plus the Fulmin plus a few other weapons and stuff, yeah, we get that for free every single time. So we literally do not have to grind anything. That's like the primary focus of the partner program in terms of benefits. And they do have other benefits out there, like you can request platinum codes to give away. You can request like to be, I guess, recognized in official channels, kind of like how a few years ago they did like an interview between like artists and DE and stuff like that. But otherwise, no one in my opinion, no one honestly gives a shit about the partner program besides just getting stuff for free. Because there
Yeah.
is, it's honestly just a title at this point. Like, oh, he's a partner, he's cool, and that's all it is. Because partners, for the most part, don't get treated any differently from regular players, if you ask me.
That is interesting statement. But yeah, it is interesting if the partners program takes away 90% of the gameplay. I know they even put a little bit of disclaimer on the partner page that you can get all this stuff only if you want, because even DE realizes that if they just give you all new weapons right away, that's all the gameplay gone.
And the funny thing is, on the little tidbit where they say you can ask to not get the stuff for free, they explicitly say that these are review copies, even though, yeah, it's stupid because I don't review anything and I still get everything for free just because I asked for it. I don't review shit.
Well, even I review things.
Kind of. Minimalistic
Yeah.
pew pew review.
What do you mean, kind of?
I've seen it. Minimalistic pew pew review.
I am very intelligent. I have mastered the art of communicating effectively. I don't even need words. It's multilingual. It's international. In none of these reviews, I say a single word. I just make noises, and it's very short. Gives across the message. It's much more comprehensive than, say, a 10
You're the kind of person who
and be.
you're the kind of person who would say that modern art is actually quality, even though it's really idiotic shit like a
I
man.
would say it because I make modern art.
Debatable.
Contemporary art is great. You don't have to have any talent, any skill, anything. You can just make a fucking blue canvas and sell it for 48 million. Isn't this a great time to be alive?
No,
If this isn't what?
no.
The possibilities, the opportunities. You can just bullshit anyone into anything.
We're in a timeline where Steve
What a
Irwin
time
isn't
to be
alive.
alive.
No. Steve
God damn it.
No, Steve
People
Irwin.
in this time and age can think Warframe is a good game. This is a great time.
I think you're getting a little bit too drunk.
Yeah, probably.
We're in a timeline without Steve Irwin and without Juice WRLD. The day that the guy who advertises Flex Tape, fucking Phil Swift, the day he dies, that's the day where I just lose hope in life.
Yeah, he is cool.
Yes. Warframe should get sponsored by Flex Tape, if you ask me.
Oh no, so many microtransactions out of that.
To show you the power of Warframe, I sawed this railjack in half. Whatever
Oh
the
no,
fuck.
somebody shot your railjack. There is a hole in it. 10 platinum, flex tape.
Hell yeah, I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I know you would.
Wait, what does that mean?
Interpret that.
Fuck
Words
you.
are to be interpreted. They are not, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
But it's sort of a shame you caught me on Saturday, because Saturday is, of course, the dedicated drinking day in Europe, in the cultured countries of Europe at least. So my speech is a little bit dull, my intellectual processes are a little bit slower, but fortunately it is Warframe we are talking about, so nobody is going to miss.
Interesting point you bring up with that.
Have you had this on your videos? I'm curious. I make extraordinarily stupid shit, really like stupid videos, and there is still a subset of the Warframe player base that goes in and takes them seriously. I have never understood this. Do you have just complete, like, I don't want to say fucking morons because that's not nice. Do you have very concrete thinkers come on your videos and take everything literally?
Actually, yeah. But
That was an
nowadays,
interesting pause.
no, because I had to think about it for a little bit. Because for the most part, when I go through like the comment section on like any one of my videos, it's usually people who agree with what I say. They agree but disagree on like 1 or 2 points I brought up, or they agree and offer something else as input. And obviously, there's still people who are like, no, I don't agree with this, and here's why. But people who take everything I say literally, I want to say that's a little bit less common nowadays, especially with how people are just abandoning Warframe like a child.
Are they?
I mean, given how Railjack and Kuvala just kind of flopped on release, I would say so. Although to be fair, ever since D decided to 200 IQ give out Prime Chamber to everyone with Borrow, the player base shot up like overnight. If you look at Steam
Yeah.
charts, it's amazing.
Wow. I'm going to make a note here. But yes, Warframe players are very interesting. It's almost art if you think about it.
So what you're saying is life is a circus and we're all the clown.
No, that's profound. Why clowns? Why does it always have to be clowns?
Because clowns are the forefront of the circus. When you go to the circus, you don't want to see the elephants. You don't want to see the fucking jugglers. You want to see the clown.
I think I went to a circus maybe one time total.
I have never
Maybe-
been to a circus.
I have, but I was a little boy in Central Europe, and I vividly remember I just wanted to see the fucking tiger. Like fuck clowns, whatever. It's just man wearing really ridiculous makeup. Show me the fucking tiger. Such a majestic beast. Long fangs, born hunter, really cool stripes that make it go faster. Show me the
Are you talking about tigers or are you talking about Cataclysm?
tiger. Both, probably, but yeah.
Oy. How's that gone for you with the whole Cataclysm meme thing going on?
Interesting. I don't know. I don't think there's a way of escaping it now. It's sort of defined the channel at the very start, and I have fed it to the point I don't think I can really shake it off. Cataclysm is a thing that will really stick with the channel forevermore.
Yep, I can kind of relate to that with Forma and Vauban.
Yeah.
Although that is something I did willingly, to be fair.
Well, it is good though. It's sort of what people identify other content creators by. Everyone has a thing, and if you stand out, people can easily remember you. They can say, yeah, that's the Cataclysm guy, that's the 100 Former guy, that's the Trainwreck. And it helps the reach of your videos, I suppose.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you are known for?
Let me think. Well, besides obviously just being fucking autism levels obsessed with Vauban and every single Forma that I throw at Vauban, really the only I would say like the only drawing feature of my channel will be way back when D was biting my head off on Twitter for the chat moderator video, if you ask me.
That was fun.
I know, right?
Wow. I didn't expect it at all. That was like, D is cool, but straight out of the blue, suddenly, four developers came out, and you done fucked up, guy.
Technically
This is not good.
5 because
Five.
fucking who was it? D Aiden was also pissed off, but when he came after me on Twitter, he didn't work for D anymore. So he used to
Oh.
work for D, but not. You can't really include him, honestly.
Well, talk about company loyalty. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
that smooth over. But are they cool now? Are they like, yeah? Are you laughing about it at the bars now?
Yes and no, because I mean, I still get along with DE fine-ish in the partner Discord. Like they don't like fucking ignore me or anything like that, but they've also never like officially apologized for anything. And I've never expected them to, nor do I really care at this point, because I'm pretty sure they don't want to swallow the pride and say, yeah, everyone in the community fucking told us we were fucked up, but we don't want to admit it, so fuck you. We're just not going to say anything.
Yeah, D is very strange in this department.
Yeah.
It's weird though. I don't think it's entirely like a problem, because they don't think it's an issue because of the faults they made, but because someone is actually doubting the integrity and standing of the team. Like Steve Sinclair himself was like, "Don't attack my team." It wasn't about the moderators. It was just I don't know. Canadians are weird.
They're too nice to a fault.
Can we have a script? I am just. Do you? You are sort of a foreigner, right?
Yeah, I'm American now because I naturalized, but I wasn't born in the States.
Well, you're American then, but whatever. Do you have this thing when you just cannot find the right word? You know the word, you know what it means, you can visualize it, you know what it exactly is supposed to convey, but you just cannot find the concrete phonemes for it.
Yeah, I have that problem sometimes. There's actually a saying for that. It's called the spirit of the stairway.
Oh, well,
So,
can we have a script? Can we write something and
okay,
can we go
so
with that?
as an example, like let's say you're having like an argument with someone and they're just well, not an argument, but like someone is like roasting you or something like that, and you're just getting your ass handed to you. You can't really think of anything witty to come back to. So you walk away in shame because you can't think of anything funny to say. But as soon as you leave, you think of like the perfect comeback you could have said right then and there, long after the event has ended. That's called the spirit
Oh,
of the stairway.
wow. New words every day.
Reading Rainbow.
I have tried to write a script for this, but I got interrupted by thinking. Now it's just fallen apart.
You think and play Warframe? What the fuck are you?
I don't play Warframe very often.
Fair.
I played a much superior intellectual game of Dota 2.
Ew.
I don't.
Well, you play League of Legends instead?
No, I used to.
Oh
I
god.
used to be in a quote unquote professional team, which was 5 drunken idiots participating in a local tournament and getting their ass handed. But I am a professional, former Dota 2 player. I am like
Professional, okay.
professional. I was the cap. No, I was not at fault for fucking up terribly, but I was the captain.
That's impressive, honest.
It is. We were like second to last and third to last in 2 local tournaments, and that's my entire esports career. But you know, I kept playing that. I made that happen.
The only shit I'm gonna give you is that you weren't the worst team there. You could have been the worst, but you weren't. It reminds me of a quote that JonTron said, "If I can't be the best, I can sure as hell be the worst."
It also takes some effort in a lot of cases. If you take any kind of test, even an IQ test, it takes very conscious effort to like score the lowest possible score. Arguably, it's even harder to be good at the test.
But if you want to get technical, the IQ test itself is a sham because the IQ test wasn't made to develop. It wasn't made to measure intelligence. It was made by some random French guy way back in the day to determine the creative potential of young people. They just
Well,
they just adopted it as intelligence because people are stupid. I guess I don't know.
my IQ isn't intelligence, I guess, but yeah.
Your IQ is probably in the single digits.
Yeah, what?
I'm kidding.
I don't know the word. What was that?
I didn't say anything.
Isn't a digit a part of a finger?
Are you serious?
I think it is.
A digit is a single finger, but yes, a digit is also another word for just a single number. Or integer, if you want to use that word.
This is the problem I have with English. Too many synonyms, too many homonyms. Just the vocabulary is the biggest in the world of all languages, probably. But still, there is so many words that apply to different things. Why is that?
Because the English language is retarded.
Yeah. I don't know. We are getting off the track, so to speak.
There
Topical
isn't
humor based on the show title.
based.
But
Well, yeah,
do
this was
you
to be
want to
expected.
get back? Do you want to get back at Warframe, or do we just end this shit?
Either or, honestly, because there's really no rules to this.
Yeah. My thoughts exactly. But just tell me, just get the fuck out, or let's talk about something.
Just closing remarks, basically. Assuming DE is watching this, do you have anything to say?
I'm sorry.
Obviously, that was intended as a joke.
Do you think anyone from DE is going to sit through this?
I mean, your name is going to be in a title, so I'm not saying they will,
That
but
is already an off-putting factor.
I'm just gonna take it like a thimbleful of salt that they will. But on like the most,
There is a filter at the offices that is like better name pending. Blacklist that shit. Firewall, no.
but why would they
You're not
blacklist?
watching. You
yourself
will be
admitted you
spoiled.
were an
You will be
artist.
corrupted
By what?
by me.
You're acting like I'm not already corrupted. You're giving me too much credit.
I don't know.
But
I
yeah.
honestly have not interacted that much with you, so. What is your favorite type of porn?
I had to think about this, to be honest, because there's so many types.
That is a bad sign.
What a perfect way to fucking end it. But yeah, as I was
Oh.
trying to say before, assuming on like the most minuscule of possibilities in some fucking alternate universe for all I know, that D or someone affiliated to D is watching this, what would your closing remarks be?
Nice evasion. I think that the problem Warframe has is Warframe. It isn't going to get any drastically different. The gameplay is already set in. It isn't appealing to the wide populace. It cannot change. The content that is being added, as interesting as it might sound at the first sight, like Railjack, it isn't going to be great because the main gameplay mechanic is hoarding and grinding and optimizing, which does not appeal to most people. Subsequent updates are going to maybe keep a lot of people playing, but if DE wants to really get the big dollars and get a lot of people playing, they are going to have to do a completely different game. Warframe isn't going to go anywhere.
Very
Profound.
understandable, and I can agree with that.